Zimbabwe will not have to lose a quarter of their winnings. So if you win, for example, 1,000 US dollars, the government will take 20, what I mean, 2,500 US dollars from you, which means you will see a quarter of what you have won being taken away by the government of Emerson Mnangagwa. A new taxing law has been apparently introduced by the government of Zimbabwe. This is the meaning of Nika inoba kwanebe bayo ilizwe lakhiwa ngabantu bayo and the people ngabantu balo and the country is built by its own people. This is what ZANU-PF simply means: to go after your finances. Everything in Zimbabwe is heavily taxed by the regime of Emerson Mnangagwa. Guess where the money is going to? It is going to their pockets. The state of the roads, they were revealed, especially during this festive season. The travelers coming from countries were struggling, especially along Bulawayo Bait Bridge Road in Gwanda. Zimbabweans suffered a lot as a result of poor road infrastructure. But guess what? The regime still wants to introduce more laws to take your monies. Now, let me read the story according to Herald, which was published about an hour ago. It says, pandas who wins bets in Zimbabwe will immediately see a quarter of their prize being withheld by the gaming operator before being transmitted to the government under a new tax regime introduced on Monday through promulgation of Finance Act. Under the regulations, gaming operators, including sports betting firms, casinos, and lottery providers, are now required to deduct a whopping 25% of a panda's gross winnings of payout. Wow. For example, if a panda wins $20 on a football match, $5, 25% will be withheld as tax, and the panda will receive US $15. So you are betting not for yourself, but a quarter has to go to the government of Mnangagwa, has to go to the Zikanandas. The gaming company must then report and forward that $5 to Zimbra. The new measures are provided for under the Finance Act, which was signed into law this week by Mnangagwa and take effect from January 1. So, which means in few hours from now, this would be lawful. A law has been put in place. That is, in few hours, as you celebrate New Year, if you bet and you win, you will have to share 25% with the government of Zimbabwe. Read the Finance Act. Every gaming operator shall withhold 25% of the panda's gross winning or aggregate gross winnings as the case may be, or gross winnings as the case may be, from which the panda is paid out the winnings by the gaming operator with whom the panda placed the bet or bets or bought the ticket concerned, for which purpose the gaming operator concerned shall, no later than the 10th day of the month following the month in which the gaming operator paid out those winnings or aggregate winnings, or within such further time as the commissioner may for good cause allow, pay to the commissioner the panda's tax due for such panda. Since the deducted amount will be remitted to Zimbra by the 20th day of the following month, the regulations make the operators the primary collection agents for the government. The operator must also submit a detailed return for each winning customer by the 5th of the month. The gaming operator shall provide the commissioner with a return in respect of each panda the gaming operator paid out no later than the 5th day of the month following the month in which the gaming operator collected those takings, or within such further time as the Commissioner may for good cause shall allow, in a form approved by the Commissioner, showing the amount of the pandas tax and the amount of the gross winnings from which the tax is paid. In addition to taxing pandas, the law also imposes a 20% on the gross monthly takings of gaming operators. Oh, this will actually shut. These gaming operators will end up closing businesses. This nyika inobakwa nebene biomantra for Emerson Tambudzo Mnangagwa is disastrous. This man has to be stopped. He is hating the economy. This cannot be allowed. I mean, in other countries, this money is not taxed. Sure, because already when they tax the company, because already you pay the money to win, and you win, the government wants to take that particular money, 25% of that. This is madness. Operators are required to pay the tax monthly and submit returns to ZIMRA, with the tax also treated as final. Every gaming operator shall pay 20% of, percentum of this or her gross takings in every month to the Commissioner, no later than the 10th day of the month following the month in which the gaming operator collected those takings, or within such further time as the Commissioner may for good cause allow. Payment of gaming operators' tax shall be treated as a final tax. The gaming operator shall provide the Commissioner with a return no later than the 5th day of the month following the month in which the gaming operator collected those takings, or within such further time as the Commissioner may for good cause shown allow, in a form approved by the Commissioner, showing the amount of the gaming operator's tax and the amount of the gross takings from which the tax is paid. ZIMRA has powers under the law to recover unpaid gaming and pandas taxes as debts due to the state, with penalties equal to the unpaid tax for non-compliance, although penalties may be waived where failure to pay was not intentional. Finance and Economic Development and Investment Promotion Minister Professor Mthuli Ncube announced the tax changes during the presentation of the 2026 national budget. He cited that the rapid expansion of betting and gambling industry and the need to strengthen revenue collection. Government has noted the growth of the betting and gambling industry over the past decade, with the emergence of sport betting, lotteries, and casino gaming. He said, preliminary industry data indicates an annual increase in revenue of about 8% to 10% during the period 2023 to 2024. The rise in betting-related vices, which include addiction, indebtedness, suicide, and loss of productive hours, has outpaced the existing regulatory controls. In addition, widespread profit shifting practices and under declaration of revenues have resulted in under taxation of a rapid expanding sector. In line with the international best practice, Prof. Ncube said betting and casino operators are commonly taxed on a turnover basis at rates between 15 and 30%, prompting Zimbabwe to raise its bookmakers tax from 3% to 20% and the pandas tax from 10% to 25%. Government expects the new tax regime to significantly increase revenue collections from the sector and improve compliance as taxes are collected directly as a source through licensed operators. In recent years, Zimbabwe's betting and gaming industry has expanded rapidly to become one of the most visible segments of the country's leisure and entertainment economy. What began largely as a traditional sports betting and limited casino gaming has evolved into a vibrant digital and retail wagering sector, attracting millions of participants, particularly youth and urban populations. Sport betting, especially on football matches, has become the cornerstone of the industry, drawing widespread participation. So they are targeting this on this basis, saying people are killed because of stress, of losing. I mean, they end up committing suicide. It's actually a loophole to advance their nefarious agenda. What a shame! What a shame! If they see a sector growing, now they target it with increasing more taxes. This will definitely reduce the growth of the sector, and it may lead other players to actually stop the business completely. This is what Mnangagwa is known for. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become